Okay, so let's start and get back to where we left off. So we are now in slide number 33. Let's talk about assignment compatibilities. Compatible. Saan compatible gani kanang bagay mo, no? Data types also have compatibility, meaning to say when you are working with different variables and then the variables are of different data types, then they become incompatible. No? So you should only store, when you declare a variable to be of integer, then you should only store integer values to it. However, you can still store other types of values, but there are certain rules that we have to follow. Okay, so for example, you have here the variable, double variable. Okay, the name of the variable is double variable, and yet we assign it the value of 7. So the question is this allowed? A double data type or a float data type is a data type or is a number that has a decimal point. But then we know that double values can also be this 7 can still be taken as a double variable, diba? Double value. Kaya lang, wala siya nakabutang 0.0. Okay? But kang Java, tanan double values na siya 0.0. Kani siya. So clearly, 7 here is an integer. But, although it's an integer, pwede actually siya ma-store sa isa ka double na variable. So in that case, although different lang data type, pero compatible sila. Why are they compatible? Now, compatibility has something to do with the amount of space that you can store for the value. Now, if we go back to the previous slide, we have a slide here where we have shown the length of each data type, this one. So, double has 8 bytes and integer has 4 bytes. This means to say na any data type na less than 8 bytes, pwede mo ma-store dire sa imo ang double na value because double variable because mas dako man siya og storage space, kaya niya i-accommodate. Pero dili pwede kung mayingon ka nga ang double store na ko to an integer nga naman kay double mangot is 8 bytes pero ang imong integer is only 4 bytes, so dili pwede, or dili pwede nga declare variable to be of type int, store nimo variable nga declare to be of data type short because 2 bytes remaining short ang int is 4 bytes, so dili gyud masulod, no? Dili masulod ang 4 bytes sa 2 bytes. Okay, so ang compatibility niya will be from a value nga byte, pwede mo i-store sa short, pwede i-store sa int, pwede sa long. Pwede pwede ang long sa float because 4 bytes naman siya, diba? So, ang compatible, pwede ning long o ang 8, mawala gani. Ay, yeah, pwede ang long sa local. Okay? So, muna siya ang basis sa when two types are compatible. Okay. Moving back. So, assignment compatibility. So, a value of one type can be assigned to a variable of any type further to the right. So, as I said, ganina, ang byte, pwede mo store to a short variable or a short to an int to a long to a float, and a float to a double, but not a variable of any type further to the left. Dili pwede ang double ibutang o float, ang float ibutang o long, kung pabali, dili pwede. So, In terms naman of car and short, pwede siya i-interchange for the reason that both type car and int, both type car and int have exactly the same storage space. Parehas sila 4 bytes. Okay? And also, kada character na siya equivalent actually niya numeric na value. No? Okay. So, let's take a look at another example on type compatibility. Typecasting is still part of compatibility, no? Kasi kung dili sila compatible, then gusto yun mo i-force na i-convert yun. Pwede rin gayapon. Pero that is it at programmer's discretion. So, example, you have here these lines of code of all distance. We assign distance value of 9.0 and then the points. You have declare variable points here. And then we say points gets distance. Now, this one here is the casting. Meaning, di ba distance is double siya. So, temporarily, atong gikuha ang integer part ni distance. Gibutang na to sa variable ng points. Di ba kasi distance 9.0. So, kung kuha na to ang whole number part, this one only. So, this is how you do it. Okay? And that's actually called type casting. Okay? You cannot say points gets distance kung dili mo butangan aning in because you cannot store a double value. Distance is a double value. You can store it into points because points is an int. So, parang kita ninyo, sinusultian ni compiler. Let's try put it up. Let's try putting it in our notepad. Okay. Let me correct this. Okay, it's blocking my view. Okay, so let me just erase this one. Ay, kailangan magtupong silang tanan. Okay, so kana lang ako ibutang. Let's see how does that thing go. So that is, I have the program already here, assign values to. So let's compile it. Assign values to that Java. And then okay, I'm currently compiling and it's now done. There's no problem in the compilation. So let me run the program. Oh, I did not actually output, so wala makita. Okay. So you have to output system that out that incline. Parehas na to si distance. Okay. So ako ng paranay prompt distance equals, and then I will output the value of distance. Here, we output the value of points. Okay, let's do that again. Oh, by the way, ouch. I've edited the program here so that we can show what is the output. And then here, let me compile again the program. You should always compile when you edit your program before you run it again. Okay. And so now we have the output distance is 9.0 and the points, it gets the whole number part. So, unsay di matabo if we remove that one. Okay. We remove that one. If we compile, what does Java say? So, incompatible types. No, yung possible lossy conversion from double to int, meaning to say, it's possible that some data will be lost when you do this one. And so you're not really allowed to do that freely, no? Um, what you can do is to typecast. You have to force it. That's why forcing it means to typecast it para wala kang problema, no? So it will allow you to do it. Um, it will allow you to convert temporarily the value lang, but the variable itself, wala ni mo siya giusap, no? The value of the variable, wala man ni mo giusap. You just, you get a copy and then take out the typecasted value, give it as a copy to the variable points. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Imprecision, imprecision in floating points. Okay, the value of int distance is 9. The value of distance both before and after the cast is still 9.0. It never actually changed. No, it just actually created a copy. Any non-zero value to the right of the decimal point is truncated rather than rounded. Now, what do you mean by truncate? Truncate means chop, gikat niya, dili niya gina-round. If you want it rounded, then you have to be kung what you want. I mean, when you do the, I'm sorry, when you do the typecasting, if it is 9.99, example, let's go to the program. So shall we say this one here? This is 9.9. Okay. When you typecast it, it will not round 9.9 to 10. It will just get the whole number. So, I'm gonna siya i-truncate, i-chop niya, cut. Truncate means to cut. It will only get 9 and it will not round it to 10. Okay, so the output of this will still be 4 points. It will still be 9. Let's see that. Again, since I edited the program, then I need to recompile it. Oh, okay. And then run the program. Okay. So you notice distance gets 9.9 and then points is 9. It did not it did not oh, so di niya i-round no ang imuhang result. I'm trying to edit on the fly. Okay, sorry about that. I just realized nga gamay na siya. Last time, naputol siya. This time, gamay na po siya. So, anyway, what should I do? Maybe I will just have to change the font of the prompt to smaller one. Will that be clear? Okay, anyway. So, still learning the ropes here. Okay, let's move on to our next slide. Arithmetic operators.